What is going on, everybody? So today we're going to take a look at some eBay auctions and buy it nows that have ended over the past week. Worldwide, sealed products, singles, and slabs. We're going to start off with sealed product as always. First up, we have a case of OP07. This sold in Italy for $1,378 USD. And I believe the seller actually sold like 3 or 4 cases this week of OP07. I saw multiple listings and multiple confirmed sales. So someone's buying up some OP07. We also had a case of OP06 sell for $1,625 USD, approximately 2,500 Australian dollars. And again, guys, I don't think this is the best photo, and I'm always going to harp on this because when it comes to selling, you want to take the best photos, okay? So covering this in bubble wrap, that's great. That's a great way to ship it out to protect the corners and everything. But when you are taking photos of the listing, you want the buyer to have the best idea possible of what you're selling. So take the bubble wrap off, show them what the seal looks like at the corners, make sure there's no damage. Make sure you have good lighting, and we're gonna see another example of that later. So this person probably could have got more for their product if they just took better photos, but either way, 1625 USD approximately. We had a case, this is actually 2 cases, a PRBL1 sold, I believe this was from Singapore, and I don't know exactly what this sold for. It was 7,500 or best offer. They did also sell another case for 2,600 USD. So I imagine 2 cases, probably closer to like 7,200 USD if I had to guess, just based on this one confirmed sale. Buy it now. We also had a case of OPO5 sell. This came from Canada, Charlottetown PEI, 4,400 Canadian, which is approximately 3,220 USD. For you guys in the spreadsheet, you would have already seen this sale this week, as I did make a note that a sealed case of OPO5 went for 3,218. So that's nothing new for you guys. It's the same sale there. We had a sheet, I believe, of championship cards uncut from OPO6 and O7. This sold for $6,000 or best offer. I threw this in here because I don't think these types of things are really great investments. I personally would not be buying something like this. Obviously, it's quite rare. So in the future, it could have a very large premium on it, but it's going to be something that's very illiquid. It's going to be difficult to sell. And I imagine that most people probably aren't putting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 into one piece and having that be quite a small portion of their total portfolio. So buying something like this as an investment for the average person is probably not going to be realistic nor ideal. But now we'll move into singles and slabs, and we're going to start off with Gold Roger. We had a couple sales this week. We had an auction through Probstein. This sold for $4,612 USD. This is a PSA 10. We've gone over this card multiple times, but still selling around $4,500, $4,600 in PSA 10 copy. I think that's a good sign, especially with the '09 reprints coming. Maybe after some of those gets graded, this comes down a little bit, closer to like $4,000. Only time will tell. We had another auction sell, PSA $4,550, so a little bit less. Again, a PSA 10 copy there. Next up, we'll move into the Luffys. There was a fair amount of Luffys that sold this week. So we had a gold card from OP11 in English, sell for 3,200 or best offer. If somebody wants to throw this into 130 point and let me know exactly what it sold for, definitely feel free to leave that. I also saw one sell for like 2,500 or best offer. So I imagine the price on these is coming down, and it's probably going to be under $300 or $3,000, excuse me, in the future. Next up, we have a Luffy from OPO5, PSA 10. This was through Probstein, sold for $3,800 USD, 56 bids there. It's good to see this card still holding around that 4,000-ish range, even if it's going a little bit less than that at this point, and still less than the Gold Roger. I like where it's at. I think it's a decent price. And again, like in the future, I really do believe this is the base set Charizard of One Piece. It is Luffy. It's the most popular character. It's his first manga card. It really is going to be difficult for Bandai to create a better card than this one, at least in my opinion. Next up, we had another copy sell, but this is a BGS 10, not Black Label, and this is actually from the Premium Booster, not from OPO5. This sold for $2,255. So obviously it's not PSA, but it's from the Premium Booster, and that's probably why there is a significant difference in price between that and the original there. We also had a Ichiro Oda. This is the alternate art stamped card. This sold for $2,050 on auction. One bid from a fairly small seller, not great photos. I saw that this also sold for like $1,950, I think, or $1,900 USD earlier in the week, or it might have been later actually in the week. But either way, this sold twice from the same seller. So I'm not sure if the first auction, this person just didn't pay. But we did track this card a couple weeks ago, and I think it was in like the 1800 range. So it seems like it's slowly tracking up just based on the most recent sales on eBay. We also had a Luffy from OP09 sell. This is a BGS 9.5, sold for $1,100. Buy it now, not an auction. This was coming from the United States. We had a PSA 10 copy of the same card, sold for $1,450. Best offer. I don't know exactly what it went for. Again, 130 point, let me know. Next up, we had the Gear 2 Luffy from EBO2. This sold for $2,125 through Probstein on auction. That's a pretty decent price for this card. Honestly, I really didn't expect this card to do this well, but it's continuing to prove me wrong and hold fairly strong, over $2,000. Next up, we'll actually move out of the Luffy's and we'll move into some other characters just to end out this video. The first one being a BGS 10 black label of the Zoro from Wings of the Captain. And it says $34.50 or best offer. I did actually put this one into 130 point. It was easy to find. It sold for $2,934 USD, I believe. You guys let me know in the comments down below if that's high or low based on the last black label sale of this card. I didn't actually check. I wasn't able to find one quickly. And again, it's not super relevant because most recent sales are really what matters the most. I'm sure we're going to see more in the future, but almost $3,000. I really do love this card. I like Zoro in the anime. But moving on, we'll go to another Zoro card. This is the same card actually from OP06. PSA 10 copy sold for $1,000. And then another one sold for $1,100. Buy it now. And when I referenced earlier in the video that lighting and photos makes a big difference, these are the two I kind of wanted to highlight. So you can see here, the one that sold for $1,100. It's kind of dark. You can't really see. There's like background border of this card. Like it's not terrible, right? But when you compare it to this card that sold for $100 more, the card's right there. There's no background. And most of the cards that sell like this, like if you go to a Probstein auction, if I can find one here quickly. I mean, this one's not bad either, but when you look at Probstein's, they put their logo down here, but really all you're seeing is the card and it's decent lighting. So when we go look at this Zoro, this one looks a lot better. It's easier to see the card, the detail, the number, everything like that compared to this one. The lighting's a bit off. You can kind of see it reflecting here a little bit. And I'm always going to point that out because I do think it's important, and I don't care if I'm beating a dead horse. Like, just taking better photos, that could be the difference of $100, right? So every sale, it really does matter to do your best and take the best photos and put the best description and everything, because over time, those small things do add up. So moving on, you already did see this card because I clicked on it accidentally. A Sabo BGS 10 Black Label from Kingdoms of Intrigue. This sold for $3,550 on auction through Probstein. I haven't got far enough in the anime to meet Sabo yet, but it's probably one of my least favorite mangas. I just don't really like the artwork that much. But hey, if you guys like it, that's awesome. My opinion means nothing. Next up, Tony Chopper. This is a PSA 10, and this is from EBO1, not the PRB01 reprint. This sold for $1,100. I think that's fairly in line with what we've been seeing. We have an Ace from Paramount War PSA 10. This sold for $1,150 through ZNG Emporium. And to round out the video, we have a Boa Hancock BGS 10 Black Label. This is from Kingdoms of Intrigue. This sold for $1,230 USD. So let me know in the comments down below, what was your guys' favorite sale of the week? Mine has to be the Gold Roger. I really do love seeing this card. Maybe one day I will own a copy. It's quite expensive though, so we might have to leave that for another month or potentially even year. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys follow the main channel, there's going to be an ETB update and a PC ETB update in the spreadsheet tomorrow or today, depending on whenever you watch it Friday. I'm actually going to get started at midnight on that. If you guys are watching this later in the day on Friday, I hope you have a great weekend. Drink responsibly if you are going to do that. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.